welcome to Reading with Kermie, Chris here, aka Kermie, and welcome to April 1st, 2021. And before I get started, speaking of April 1st, happy New Year, by the way. And I say that because I just found out, I just read, actually this morning, April 1st was the original New Year's, where, spring hits, new beginnings happen. And it wasn't just but 500 years ago, I think it was, they changed it. The government or elite or whoever you want to call it changed it to January 1st. Why? More control, who knows? But now that, people, that's why it's called April Fool's Day, because people announce it as New Year's still, you'd be called the fool. That was a interesting information I read this morning that I've never heard before, and it totally makes sense to me. So anyway, a little food for thought for you to think about. I'm Reading with Kermie, and welcome to Reading with Kermie. We are reading Don't Stress the Small Stuff, It's Just Small Stuff, and we are on book 2. Yesterday was the first time I opened up this book in months, and the reason being is I was thinking, you know what? I've lost my, habit of reading for a while, and I want to get back into reading. I have all these books on the shelf, not just this one, of course, that haven't been touched before. So I figure, you know what, they're on my shelf. I want to read them. So between my drawing and photography, I'm going to find time to do some reading again in my life, because I like to read. I love it. And it's just not very often I do it anymore. So I'm here, reading with you, Reading with Kermie. This is book 2 of the 3-book trilogy, Don't Stress the Small Stuff, It's the Small Stuff. And book 2 is with the family. And we are on chapter 83. Maybe you guys can help me be motivated to read more. Chapter 83. This chapter is called Look for Incremental Improvement. Always, yes. Let's begin. This is an attitudinal tip you can use in many aspects of your life, but in particularly helpful around the home. It addresses the common frustration of feeling stuck, as if nothing ever seems to change. The reality in life is a constant state of change. The problem is we are usually too close to our own experience of life to see the changes that are taking place. An extremely common example of this phenomenon exists with children. If you are around them on a daily basis and barely notice the changes, if a friend or relative who hasn't seen you in a while visits, however, they will usually say something like, "My, how much his kids have changed." Sometimes we get frustrated by problems that appear to be never ending. Bickering between the kids, a disorganized closet, a pile of unreturned phone calls, as well as so many other examples that can make life seem overwhelming. The mistake we make is that we're looking for perfection. Our expectation level is such that we fail to notice any incremental changes of improvements that may be occurring. We justify our own happiness because the kids are bickering, the closet is messy, and we do have phone calls to return. Our focus is on the problems and the obvious and never-ending lack of perfection. The problem is, if we make the decision that we're only going to be happy when these and other problems completely disappear, we will have set ourselves up for a lifetime of disappointment. In reality, kids are always going to have some conflict. Closets rarely are in perfect condition, and there will always be at least some phone calls to return. It's extremely helpful to learn to focus not on perfection but on incremental improvement. Usually, if you look, you'll be able to find some. For example, the kids may indeed bicker, but perhaps not as much as last month. maybe is a little better than before. Or maybe you were able to clean a tiny part of the closet, even making it a little less disorganized. Hi, Binks. What's up, man? Or you might notice that you were able to trim a portion of your phone calls today, making the pile a little less overwhelming. What did you just stick in your mouth? Cat just said hello to me and he thought, and something fell out of his mouth from the corner of my eye. I don't know what it was. Okay, Banks. Continuing on. When you focus on your incremental change improvement, it will give you hope that there really is a light at the end of the tunnel. It may even convince you that life isn't as bad as you can sometimes make it out to be. I think if you take a close and honest look at your life, you may be surprised at how often incremental improvements are being made. If you focus on these tiny improvements, it will reduce your stress and bring a great deal of joy into your life. That's a good reading and a great reminder for me, and hoping a bunch of you too as well. It's a great reminder that, you know what, positive changes do take place in my life. You know, this a lot of times, you know, like the book says, we like to focus on that perfection. How can we make our lives perfect at this moment? But as that chapter explained, you gotta make those incremental changes, small changes. And you know, for example, that book had a lot of examples, and so do I. For example, last year and a half or so, you know, I don't know how many times I said it, or how many times I even thought it, that I feel stuck. You know, I don't see those huge changes taking place in my life, but you know, in all reality, as I honestly look at it, you know, those changes have been taking place. You know, 2 years ago I broke up with a 4-year relationship. I moved in with my sister on her couch in her 1-bedroom rinky-dink apartment. You know, several months later, we got in a 2-bedroom apartment. I saved some money and got it done for the both of us, you know, and I haven't worked in the last year, so, okay, maybe a month. Okay, I worked a month and a half last year since COVID started, and that didn't help my feeling stuck. I still felt stuck. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I'm sitting at home for, you know, months and months and months. I started exercising on a regular basis and getting more in touch with me. And there's still days, honestly, I can say that I feel stuck. But really, in all reality, I'm not. I make those small changes day by day. The exercise that I put in my life, physical therapy, the things I eat, just small little things, the hikes I go on, you know. Yeah, there's things I want in my life, and anybody in life can say that. There's stuff you want in life. Of course, we have desires, goals, needs, and wants. Baby steps. And, you know, we will get somewhere in life. You know, some things take place that we don't expect, you know, or things might look different from what we want, but we're still moving forward and making those changes in our lives, doing something. We're breathing, we're improving, you know. In those days that I do feel stuck, I gotta change that inner dialogue. I gotta say, you know what, I did this today. I'm taking a rest today. I'm giving this day self-care for myself. You know, those things are all important too. We got to, you know, we're not perfect. We're perfect in the eyes of our Creator, yes. So that means we're perfect in every single moment. And I gotta remind myself of that on a daily basis. I'm perfect right where I'm at. Major, exactly the way I am. You know, and another thing that I've been believing a lot more these days and been hearing all my life is we were asked to be put here on this planet at this time and space. We wanted to be here. So yeah, we make mistakes. we're put on this in this human vessel to learn, to experience, to grow, to love, to understand. So let's keep moving forward and just live day by day. We don't know what we want in life all the time, and that's got to be okay. We have experience. We have love in our hearts. We're living, we're breathing, we're doing something. So let's keep doing it, whatever it is, you know. Make those incremental changes, you know, and I don't know. That's a good reading because it does remind me that, you know, baby steps are okay too. You know, I was on vacation last month. I was in Eastern Washington for a month. I got even more depressed and down with myself because when I was down there, it was way colder, like 15 degrees colder, and I have metal in my legs from a broken femur years ago. So it was colder, and every single morning I wake up, I feel the pressure in my legs from being cold. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was because I walked a lot previous days before, but no, it was all month long. Every morning I wake up with my legs sore. Felt like there's freaking people were sitting on them or something. But anyway, as I was saying, I saw a text message come in, but where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I got a job all lined up for when I got back. See, so I was all excited about it. You know, major shift coming in my life is what I was saying in my head. Cool, this would be a good job opportunity. Hence my legs were hurting. So I have the friend I was hanging out with in Eastern Washington giving me some great advice and telling me, you know, maybe you should hold out on that job. You know, find another one later. Take care of yourself. Go to the doctors. Figure it out. What's going on with my legs? Find out. I come back. I turn down the job. I'm not very happy at that at the moment. So I come back. Like I said, turn down the job. I'm kind of bummed about it, but get a chance to amp up my self-care. So I got myself in the doctors and physical therapy. You know, my legs feeling okay. I'm walking a lot like I normally do my physical therapy at home. But the moral of the story is that those are small incremental changes I was doing for myself, even when I was looking for that perfection and saying, oh, I got this awesome job, but I'm hurting at the same time. So instead of pushing myself and going in unknown territory, yes, I slowed down a bit, put myself in the doctors, physical therapy, etc. And knowing and having the faith something will come around the corner when I'm ready, physically, spiritually, and what have you. But my point was, so also it's okay to slow down and say, you know what, I need to do this for myself to become better than I was. You know, so those incremental changes are important for our lives. Step by step, small steps will get us to where we need to go, wherever that might be for each one of us. But anyway, I'm just blabbing, and I got on our story about my leg and whatnot. I do that from time to time, and that's okay, because we are not perfect, and we're making those incremental changes in our lives. And like this, even this, reading with kermie is an incremental change in my life. I was nervous. I needed something for my self-confidence, so I decided to read with you guys and my kermie karaoke. Those are changes that allow me to feel good, and hopefully at the same time read somebody else. So on that note, I am going to sign off for now, and I'll talk to you guys soon, and hope you soak that reading up. Peace. Love you guys.